Mayong buntag, kumusta celebrity students? How are you doing? I hope you are now towards the completion of your project. As I can see with your submission, there are already some who have completed the 4-week implementation. And I am quite sure you are about to start your digital storytelling. For this output, there are lessons available during the orientation, and these materials are available in Module 4. Along with this, you will gather your evidences during the project implementation, such as photos, videos, your journal, and other materials as evidences. And along with this, I am quite sure you are considering to post your final digital storytelling in your social media account. Along with this, I will give some tips on how to add or use free materials that are copyright free or royalty free materials. Let's get to know these tips. Alright, so if you're using Microsoft PowerPoint and then you'd like to add images to what you are working on, you can do that. Say for example, in this case, I'm working on quote from Albert Einstein. I'd like to convert this later on into a video after some animation. However, I'd like to add the image of Albert Einstein. What I will do is I go to Insert tab and then Online Pictures. Take note that this is 2013 version. Okay, so here the image search uses Bing. So I'd like to find Einstein here. Okay, hit enter. By default, it shows Creative Commons, which means by default it is set to find public domain images. So these are free, no copyright, with say public domain. So, however, if you would like to add those, including commercially available material, you can uncheck so that it shows other images, including those that's commercially available. But for our purpose, let's check this so that what will appear are images that are of public domain. And then select one. So for example, this one. Click and then insert. Okay, there you go. So this is the image of Albert Einstein. I think if I'll put this somewhere here, so this is fine. So this is how you're going to add a picture from Microsoft PowerPoint. You go to Insert tab, click Online Picture, and then search. Other version have almost similar function. What is important here, if you search a certain image, is that you choose Creative Commons so that it will return public domain images. For example, if you're looking for images, you go to images.google.com, and then in my case, for example, I'm working on the quote of Einstein. Let's say I'm looking for the image of Einstein, so I can put in my slide. Okay, so here, and the purpose of this video is that we have to look for materials that are of public domain so that we can at least avoid some copyright issue. So what we're going to do is you can see here Tools tab under the search bar, Tools, and then it shows size, color, type, time, usage right. What we are particular of is the usage rights. By default, it shows all type materials, Creative Commons, public domain, and other commercial licenses. So for our purpose, we have to check Creative Commons licenses. So if selecting Creative Commons licenses, it shows those materials that are of public domain. So that's it. Again, you go to Google Images and then type in the search bar for that particular image that you're looking at. For me, I'm looking for Einstein, and then I go to Tools, and then I click Tools, then under that I choose for usage rights and then Creative Commons. Okay, so it shows public domain materials. Okay, so from here I can now select one that's suitable for the one that I'm working on. Okay, so that's how you're going to work with Google Images. In the previous discussion, I have mentioned about Creative Commons using Microsoft PowerPoint, using Google Images search. Better yet, go to their website, the creativecommons.org. So you type Creative Commons in search bar, the first choice that will come out is creative.commons.org. So you have to click. Okay, so this homepage shares about some information regarding Creative Commons. So you have to go here, search for Creative Commons. Say for example, looking for the image of Einstein. Okay, here are some images about Einstein. So you can choose, you can filter, use commercially, or those that you can modify or adapt. For our purpose, use modify or adapt. Okay, another feature for Creative Commons is that so far they have the collection for images. So far wala pa sila audio and video. And the work is ongoing for this type of materials. You can also filter by type of license. Okay, so for type of license, some important information about type of license is that CC-BY, this is for attribution. In this CC-BY, this one. Okay, for CC-BY, you can distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the work even commercially as long as you credit for the original creation. And this is the most accommodating license offered. So if the material says CC-BY, you can find here, look at that, hover over the picture. Okay, makita nimo ang mga type of license available. CC, so this is public domain. Okay. Yan, at the top left portion, diyan magawas ang iyahang public domain. Okay, so CC-BY is for attribution. That means to say, the author only says that you can get the material and just attribute who is the author or the owner. CC-BY-SE, this is attribution, share alike. You can remix, adapt, and build upon the work even for commercial purposes as long as you credit them and license their new creation under identical terms. This license is often compared to free and open source software licenses. Okay, that's for CC-BY. And then there's another type of license, CC-BY-ND. This is attribution, no derives. This license lets you reuse the work for any purpose, including commercially. However, you cannot share with others in adaptive form, and credit must be provided to the original source. Another type of license is CCBYNC. This refers to attribution non-commercial. This license lets you remix, adapt, and build upon your work non-commercially, and although your new work must also acknowledge them and be non-commercial. So here you can work, but you cannot, if you're the one using, you cannot commercialize if the original source is CCBYNC. Another type here is CCBYNCSE. This license lets you remix, adapt, and build upon the work non-commercially, as long as you credit them and license your new creation under identical terms. Another is CCBYNCND. This license is the most restrictive of the six main licenses, only allowing you to download their works and share them with as long as you credit them, but you can change them in any way or use them commercially. So very strict. You cannot change and you cannot use it commercially. Okay, so in their site, hover the picture, you can see sa mga licenses available. But generally, you can reuse them. Okay, for the source, you can also filter by source, whether it's for animal diversity and so on and so forth. There are plenty. You can filter by image style, whether it's photograph, illustration, or you can according to file type, filter by file type like JPEG, PNGs, GIFs, SVGs, according to aspect ratio, image size. Or you can also search by creator. Okay, so this Creative Commons.org, there are plenty of materials available. According to this source, okay, if you can read about CC Search, they have over 1.4 billion times sources. CC Search searches across more than 300 million images from open APIs and a common crawl dataset. It goes beyond simple search to aggregate results across multiple public repositories into a single catalog, and facilitates reuse through features like machine-generated tags and one-click attribution. So again, you can go to Creative Commons. We're looking for images. Okay, so for audio, you search Facebook Audio Library, type the search bar, and search. Okay, so this will be on the top of the list, Facebook Sound Collection. Click. Okay, so there you go, Sound Collection from Facebook. This is provided that you have already an account on Facebook. In my case, this is open already. So this is under Creative Tools Sound Collection. So there is that 8,664 tracks found for this library. This is good enough for beginners work. You can search for a particular track if you're familiar, or you can sort by genre: folk, western, classical, blues, holiday, middle eastern, Latin, You can sort by mood, by filter by moods. Okay, so you can also do by duration. You can do all vocals. You can preview the sound. Say for example, who's that girl? For example, click this play button. If you're not satisfied, you can try other. Um, let's say eye on the spot. That depends on what you're working. Okay, if you think that this is good enough, you can hit this button. This is download button, and it downloads that particular file. Okay, so that is for um, audio library from Facebook. In YouTube, there is also a good source of audio. All you have to do is to log in to your YouTube account and then go to YouTube Studio, click, and then there in the left side and under your channel, dashboard, content, browse sa bottommost part, and then audio library. Okay, so there is the collection of audio library. It's almost similar with the one from Facebook, sound collection. So these are free music. You can search from sound effects and those that you have started. Okay, for few music, you can filter by genre, mood, artist, duration, license type, and date added. Okay, to preview, you have to click this play button. Okay, if you are satisfied, you go here in the right, bottom right. This is says download audio track. Okay, so yeah, click and it will download the file. Okay. So basically, that's how you're going to get free music from audio library, YouTube audio library. Go to your account. The default is your channel, so you click to your account, then you go to YouTube Studio, and then in the dashboard, in your channel dashboard, over paubos, and then you will find audio library. Okay, click audio library, and there you go. Daghan available source of audio that you can use for your project. So, preview. And then opposite sa preview, you will find here, if you are satisfied, you can download that particular audio. Okay, so that is it for using YouTube audio library. Another great database is Pixabay.com. So you can search Pixabay.com, and then this is the home page shown to you, so you can find photos, illustration, vector, video, music. So for our case, I think this is good enough because you can find photos and videos in one database. Say for example, I'm looking for the picture of Einstein so that makita ninyo. Okay, so there you go. It's sorted by popular. You can filter this way. Okay, so I think it's also a good idea if you will log in to this database. Okay, Yan. In my case, although wala nakalagin, I can search for photos. Okay, yan. If you will open one, like for example, I think this is a good one. This one. Okay, so it says free download. So this is copyright free material. So free for commercial use, no attribution required. So according to their site, the license for this particular photo is free. It doesn't need for any attribution. Okay, so that's it for this short tip on using materials for your digital storytelling.